Hey guys, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. This is my top 10 movies of 2018. I didn't get to see every flick that came out 2018. I don't think anyone ever could. There's a lot of big movies on here that I just didn't bother reviewing, or I didn't bother go to see either because I wasn't interested, or just word of mouth put me off. For example, Aquaman. I didn't go see Aquaman because I heard so many kind of negative things about it, so I left that out. But I did pick what I thought was the best to come out in 2018. If you guys have your top 10 2018 movies or lists, leave them in the comments below, or if you have any thoughts on my picks, leave them in the comments below as well. They're 1 to 10, 1 being what I thought was the best movie to come out this year. And number 10 to start off with is Halloween. Halloween was pretty awesome. It was a direct sequel to the original 1978 classic. We had Jamie Lee Curtis return as Laurie Strode, who has to take on Michael Myers. Her performance is a powerhouse. While a lot of movies focus on the slasher or the boogeyman, this focuses on Laurie. And I think slashers, when a slasher movie ends, we never really give any thought to what happens to the final girl. Well, this shows what Laurie has gone through and how not only has it affected her mentally, but how it has fractured her family. But she decides to put her shit together to protect her family. Pretty awesome movie and well worth a look. Halloween, give it a look. If you rent it, or if you can find it on VOD or whatever, and you're a horror fan, Halloween is a must. Number 9, Hotel Armitage. This is cool. This is a futuristic neo-noir that has a bunch of criminals hiding out in a hospital for criminals. An amazing cast: Sterling K. Brown, Jeff Goldblum, Jodie Foster, Dave Bautista. It's fun, it's great, it's silly as fuck, but I really enjoyed it. I think Bautista steals the show. I'm not going to give much more away. It's just a really funny, slick, kind of almost comic book action movie. You could see this existing in the same universe as John Wick. So if you like your action stylish and slick, definitely check out Hotel Armitage. At number 8, The Black Klansman. I'm a bit iffy on Spike Lee's movies. Some of them I think are really good. Others not so much. But The Black Klansman I think is a powerhouse. It's his magnum opus. We have Denzel Washington's son playing a cop who decides to try and infiltrate, an African American cop who just tries to infiltrate the KKK with the help of Adam Driver's undercover police officer. Incredibly fun, incredibly tense, and you also have Topher Grace turning out a very, very interesting, funny performance as a dipshit politician who's based on a real life politician. If you get a chance, definitely check out The Black Klansman. Spike Lee, I think he is fucking kicked ass with this movie, and it's a definite must, a definite watch if you can rent it or check it out online. So yeah, Black Klansman, that gets me my number 8. Number 7, Hereditary. If you like your horror clever and you like it kind of unnerving and uncomfortable, Hereditary is the movie for you. We have the story of a family who are recently dealing with a bereavement, and the mother, played amazingly by Toni Collette, starts to crack up and things start to go wrong. So you don't know if it's as a result of a supernatural force or if it's a mental illness that she may have contracted from her mother. Again, this is not a jump scare fest, or this isn't a gore fest. This is a thinking man's horror movie. If you like The Witch or Annihilation, this is a movie for you to check out. If you're expecting something that like jump scares or chewing gum fun, maybe give this movie a miss. But yeah, number 7 has to be Hereditary. Number 6, A Quiet Place. John Krasinski's directorial debut tells the story of a family trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic America where carnivorous creatures who hunt by sound are ravaging the area. And while the creatures are the main contention point of the movie, I think that the solid thing that holds the movie together is the family unit. Krasinski, his real life wife Emily Blunt, and their two small kids, one of whom is deaf, and it's just, how do you show love? How does a family unit work without kind of vocal kind of communication, or vocal vocal showings of love? Like it's an interesting movie. It's a touching movie. It's an exciting movie. It isn't higher on my list, however, because the ending felt very tacked on and Hollywood. I'm not going to give it away, but I think the ending is one of the weaker points of the movie. But if you like creature features, and if you like, say, the likes of Stranger Things, definitely give A Quiet Place a look. Number 5, we have The Upgrade. I adore The Upgrade. Logan Marshall Green plays a mechanic who's paralyzed and his wife is murdered. He's given an experimental device called STEM in his spinal column to help him walk, but it doesn't only just help him walk, it helps him track down and systematically kill those who paralyzed him. If you're a fan of sci-fi, gory, kind of 80s action movies from Paul Verhoeven, this is definitely one to check out. Incredibly gory, incredibly fun, and a nice throwback to 80s kind of sci-fi, gory horror. Definitely check out The Upgrade. Number 4, we have Overlord. Overlord was amazing. We have J.J. Abrams' flick start off like Band of Brothers. A unit parachutes into France to disable a communications tower and ends up getting embroiled in nefarious goings on of Nazi scientists, and they're put up against not only the Nazis but their experiments, these horrible hybrid creatures. And Russell Wyatt, Kurt Russell's son, plays the leader of the unit. He's amazing. He kicks ass in this movie. It's like they cloned his dad. But if you like real pulp, old school adventure, Overlord is definitely one to check out, and that's what got it number 4 on my list. Number 3, we have the follow-up to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I was so excited to see this movie, and it did not disappoint. Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt return. The island, Jurassic World, there is an active volcano and it's going to wipe out the dinosaurs, so it's up to our two protagonists to try and rescue them, but also stop the nefarious activity of Henry Wu, who has created a new, more deadlier dino hybrid. I adored this movie. There are some silly elements to it, but it's fun. If you liked the old kind of Jurassic Park movies with the likes of The Lost World, this is a nice little throwback to The Lost World. And there's nice little nods to the old movies and even the video games and comics. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is definitely one to check out. Perfect for the whole family. If your kids are into dinosaurs, definitely check it out. Highly recommend it. That's why it gets my number 3. Number 2, Avengers Infinity War. I'm kind of hot and cold to Marvel movies, but Avengers Infinity War is like the build-up of 10 years of Marvel Studios movies. It's all been kind of culminating to this, and it works like fucking clockwork. It is amazing. All the characters come together, they bounce off each other so well, and the ending is, you're just left, what the fuck? It's a movie that I think is going to show that, like, you can do a superhero movie and defy convention. The performances, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, there are so many great performances. Chris Pratt, just there's so much action, excitement, humor, and emotion put into this movie, and they pull it off. It's incredibly kind of shaky to think you can balance all these characters and all this stuff, but it works. It works wonders. The Russo brothers have done an amazing job with the Marvel universe, and they've shown that they can balance all these characters. Everyone, like a couple of characters, I think Black Panther and the Guardians kind of get a wee bit sidelined, but by and large, everyone gets enough time to shine. And Josh Brolin as Thanos steals the show. You're almost rooting for him. You don't want to see him be killed off because he's such an interesting character. And I think that was something that the Marvel movies have been lacking, compelling villains. And Avengers Infinity War definitely delivers on that. So, what's my number one? My number one is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's another reason why I left this video so long, because I heard so many good things about this movie. You have Miles Morales, who is his universe's Spider-Man, and he used to team up with Spider-Man Noir and Gwen Stacy, and it's visually, it looks like a comic book. They actually pull off a whole visual style to make it look and feel like a comic book. Whether it's cel shaded or rotoscope, I don't know, but it looks so vibrant. The colors are so vibrant. The soundtrack is great. The acting is second to none. There's some Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man Noir is fantastic, and the after credit scene steals it. But I think at the heart of the movie is Miles Morales, this young kid who has just he's still kind of coming to terms with his power, and he doesn't know his place in the world, and it's so cool to see a young Spider-Man again. We got the Tom Holland Spider-Man in the Avengers movies, but this is an interesting take on the Spider-Man origin, and that he has to get help from these other Spider-Men. And if I don't care if you're 14 or 114, go see this movie. You will love it. I guarantee it. So that's my pick for 2018. I missed a lot of movies, but the ones I picked, I adored, and there are some I left out. For example, Guilty Pleasure, a movie I would have liked to see there, but just there was too many flaws to ignore, was The Predator. I enjoyed it. If you can rent it on cheap, rent it on the cheap, but it was nowhere near getting into my top 10. But yeah,